Yeah, so we started out the sloop waist today, and it all looked pretty good. We didn't get the best start. We didn't get any practice time either. It was a little tough. The start looks like you got to pull the anchor up and then put the sail up. We tried to do both at once, and that slowed us down a little. Things were looking okay. We had some good speed up wind. The Great Dane was complaining he was getting wet out there on the pry board, but little did he know.
I thought we were going for a cruise, you know. It was, I brought my phone out there and, you know, normal pants. And I thought it looked really nice when I saw them sail by the other day. So, you know, I was like, that's going to be a really nice experience.
Yeah, so the Bahamians definitely make the whole thing look pretty easy, and without practice time, it was pretty tough. We tried to pull off a tack, and that didn't go so well, so we had to try that again later. But we got around the weather mark, it's all good, but nobody told us you're not allowed to jibe. And that's when things went wrong. We're going downwind, and our captain was suggesting we had weight on the pry boards. That usually makes you sail a little higher when you have weather weight, and the main wasn't going out all the way. He was pulling the main in so we'd be more safe and not rock and roll and capsize. But we're trying to convince him that we need to get the boom out more and go down deeper. But we weren't making the leeward mark, and I felt strongly that we needed to jibe, and he was suggesting that we don't, but he wasn't strongly suggesting we don't. And we got a light spot. It looks like 5 knots of breeze, or pretty big a light spot. We thought we'd pull off a jibe, and I don't know. How'd it go from there?
We were with you. We were there with George.
Full support. Full support.
Unanimous, for sure.
The jibe didn't go so well. As soon as we jibed, the boat went, and it just kept turning and turning. And from there was no boat.
Yeah, the 3,500 pounds of lead that they keep in the boats didn't help it stayed on the surface very long either. So, we did what we could to try to just salvage as much as we could after the thing landed on the bottom. And yeah, she's back to shore. All the pieces are still good. So I don't know if I was the best swimmer. I was one of the 5 swimmers. But yeah, it was the goal just to salvage the boat as much as we could once it had hit the bottom. And again, getting all the lead out of the boat was really important to get the boat back up to the surface. But yeah, it was definitely an experience of a lifetime.
But this was certainly the first, and I hope the only one in my life that I sunk a boat in the Bahamians or anywhere in this world. And actually on the way towards the start, we had no idea what was expecting us. And the Great Dane and us, we were discussing, and we were joking, going like, what are they thinking about? What were they thinking about?
I don't know. What were you thinking about?
Well, we were definitely thinking. Yeah. And, after I tried to trim the main sheet for George, and the Bahamian guy on board said, don't touch it, don't touch it. I got promoted to be the water boy to get the water out of the boat. And I worked my ass off the whole upwind. And, then we're going downwind, and it was all for nothing. I tried, last words I heard, let's go for the jibe, and the boom comes, we're going down and trying to get this plank over to the other side, and next thing is there's the plank I'm still hanging on to, but there's no boat anymore. So I'm swimming like in a movie, It was just incredible. I mean,
well, I'm sure that we will never be invited back here again. No, actually I had lunch with our skipper. I felt like I ought to buy him lunch at least, and he was very cool about it. The boat owner was cool about it, but I want to tell you, those guys over there, they said to me, this regatta is called the best of the best, and you guys look like the least of the worst. So they, all this advertising, you tell us this is the best sailors in the world. Now, I'm a very mediocre club sailor. Somehow I got dragged along, and it gives me as a club sailor great confidence to know that the best sailors in the world can do things like that. Doesn't make me feel so bad with the things I do in my boat.